Hello, we're going to carry on reading Evie and the Animals by Matt Haig. Do you remember in chapter 1 and 2 we heard how Evie had a special talent that she could talk to the animals and hear what they were thinking. Her dad had told her she wasn't allowed to tell anybody about that talent, and she'd already told him a lie. But let's carry on now. We're going to go to chapter 3, A Rabbit in Need. A few hours later, Evie was sitting next to her best friend, Leonora Brightside, in the canteen of Loftings Primary School. Evie was eating her vegetable lasagna and listening to Leonora talk about her new puppy. It was a Maltese terrier called Bibi. She had a picture of it on her phone. Leonora's parents were famous vloggers. Their channel, Life on the Bright Side, had over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Leonora had been starring in their videos literally since the day she was born, as the story of her birth was the most popular episode. It was called Our Little Girl, and it had been viewed 17,637,239 times. Mum did some research and found out that Maltese Terriers are the cutest breeds according to internet users, and it will get us more hits. My dad is highly allergic to dogs, but Mum said he'll just have to sneeze. And anyway, Bibi isn't making him sneeze. Evie knew why, of course. They're hypoallergenic because they don't molt. Oh, said Leonora, eating her packed lunch of sushi rolls. You should come round and see her tonight. You'll love her. Well, I mean, you love all animals, I know, even ugly ones. You even like cockroaches. But you're so going to adore Bibi. She's totally abs. You can even be in a video if, you sort your hair out a little bit. What's wrong with my hair? Said Evie. Well, it's just a bit, dull. Is it? I thought it was just hair, said Evie, who had never really given much thought to her appearance. She was tallish for an 11-year-old, with a smallish nose and wideish eyes. But she'd always been told that she had a kind smile, a wise smile, which she supposed was better than having an unkind smile or a stupid one. But anyway, one thing she was okay with was her brownish hair, because it was exactly the same shade and straightness as her mum's in all of her photos. Ha! Laughed Leonora, taking filtered selfies of herself as a unicorn eating sushi. You are funny, Evie. I love you so much. But don't worry, it's what's on the inside that counts. That's what Jay, my dad's fitness instructor, says. Mind you, he is a male model. Evie shrugged. She sometimes didn't have words for Leonora. Like Leonora's words were water, that she just had to hold her breath for a while and just wait for them to end. Evie occasionally wondered why she was even friends with Leonora. She always made her feel bad about herself. After lunch, Evie wanted to be on her own, so she decided to go to the school library. She loved the library because it had a very large collection of books about nature, wildlife and animals. She remembered she had a book to take back, and the book was the Encyclopedia of Endangered Species. She'd read it from cover to cover in 2 days and had got cross when she'd found out about all the different types of tiger that were already extinct and that there were other types that were just hanging in there. She got even crosser when she read about the leatherback sea turtles, the largest type of sea turtle, nearly being extinct because it had been around for 110 million years. It had been around since the dinosaurs, as modern human beings only been in existence for 200,000 years, which was nowhere near even 1 million years. It seemed a bit cheeky of us, rude even, to be endangering all those other animals who'd got here first and who'd been doing perfectly okay without us. Well, that's what Evie thought anyway. So there she was, on her own, holding the encyclopedia and walking through the school corridors towards the library when she passed Kayla. Kayla was the new school rabbit. She was named after a famous Mexican artist, Frida Kahlo, for some strange reason. She lived in a hutch just outside the school secretary's office. The only time she'd heard Kahlo think something was yesterday when she'd been with Leonora. The rabbit had been at her water bottle, and Evie had heard her say, "Oh no!" But because she'd been with Leonora, Evie hadn't even stopped to check if Kaylo was okay. But now Evie heard a thought again, a voice, a whisper, a whine, a something. Evie turned around. "There's another one," thought Kaylo to herself, walking straight past, not a care in the world. Evie stopped. "Oh, this is no good. They'll die without me." Evie stared intensely at the rabbit. She found that rather than closing her eyes, she stared intensely at the creature. She found that rather than closing her eyes, if she stared intensely at a creature, it was more likely to hear her thoughts. "Kaylo, what's the matter?" she asked silently, as a couple of boys in the year below walked past, nudging each other and giggling about why Evie was standing staring at the rabbit. The rabbit didn't notice the question, so Evie thought it again. She even whispered it to herself to make sure her thought was precise and clear in her mind. "Kaylo, what is the matter?" Kaylo looked up and made eye contact with Evie. She had a sweet but sad face. Her ear was pressed against the roof of the hutch. "You understand what's in my head?" asked the rabbit. "Yes. I've never seen a human do that. Other animals all the time, but a human? That must be rare." Evie knew that this was the case. A cat had once told her it was that because humans were too arrogant, which was a bit rich coming from a cat. The rabbit pressed her grey-brown face against the wires of the hutch and pleaded with her dark, shining, desperate eyes. "I'm not meant to be here. I belong in the woods. I was taken from the forest of holes. I belong in the warren. I belong with my colony." "The forest of holes? Yes, it's very near. I was stolen by Brenda." "Brenda? Who on earth is Brenda?" Brenda Baxter." Evie smiled. Mrs. Baxter? A Brenda? Amazing. Brenda Baxter. But then she realised what Kaylo had just said. Mrs. Baxter, the head teacher, had stolen her from the wild. Yep, that's terrible. She wouldn't do something like that. Well, it's true. Rabbits don't lie. I was kidnapped. She took me, and I need to go back. I've got all my family. I've still got my mom. Do you know what it's like to be away from your mom? Evie felt a deep, familiar sadness. "More than anything," she said. "Please. She's only 200 hops away. Hopping, how I miss hopping. But I can hardly do a hop in here without bashing my head. You've got to help me. You're the only one who can hear me." Evie felt worried all of a sudden. She looked around. No one was there. "How do you want me to help you?" "You have to get me out of here." What do you think Evie should do? We'll leave it there, and I'll see you next time.